welcome to the presentation for the Multiverse High School, a different way to school. So let's start out with the description of the school. So we are in the United States, and as we know, our education system is plagued by all of the isms. So in the Marvel comics and in the universe, probably you saw Doctor Strange into the multiverse. We see different versions of Doctor Strange. So there must be different versions of education that we here have just not tapped into. So at the Multiverse High School, we're taking that concept of different ideas of what education can look like, and we are putting it into a school. So here at the Multiverse High School, we are 9th through 12th grade. Class sizes of around 14 students, population of 950. So we are taking the idea of what would school look like if it's less industrialized, more freedom, built around education as students being people instead of, numbers at the end of the day. So what if we broke free of that idea and had something different? So the mission statement is, the mission of our school is to inspire and excite students about the possibilities of the future. We will equip them not only with the academic requirements, but the social and emotional learning to become thriving individuals in society. We are here to respect our students' diverse backgrounds and accommodate their needs. Here at the Multiverse High School, students as people come first. So let's jump into the curriculum model. So before I jump into what the curriculum model that we are going to be using here at the Multiverse High School, let's just jump into the kind of the philosophy of curriculum we have here at the Multiverse High School. So the kind of philosophy we have here is called Reconceptualism, and it was pioneered by William Pinnar in the United States. And basically this is an idea that school has become so industrialized and so focused on test scores and so focused on learning one thing that it has lost the purpose. So education no longer has a purpose for students. So what Reconceptualism does is it brings back that deep respect for a personal purpose. So why am I here on earth, and why am I living? Or should I say rather, why am I here, and what can I do to live my life? Instead of just school where they teach you to either go to college or get a job. It's like, why am I here, and who am I as a person? And so I really love this philosophy, and we try to instill this throughout our whole entire curriculum. So let's jump into what that curriculum is. So we use the autonomous learner model, and this program is basically based on students being the drivers of their own education and what they really want to do. So the autonomous learner model actually has 5 levels. And since we have to do all 5 levels for this curriculum to work effectively, students will only be able to come into our school when they are 9th grade, because it will start in their 9th grade. And in 9th grade, they'll go through orientation and individual development, and then move on to enrichment and then seminars, and their in-depth study should be their senior project. So in this curriculum model, the orientation is kind of getting them grounded into what they really want to do. Like, okay, this is all the things that we have. What do you want to focus on? The individual development is like, all right, this is me. This is who I am. How am I going to go on that path? Enrichment is more of, okay, what are we going to actually do? So we have activities, we have services, things that students are going to actually do to go towards their path. Seminars are done usually by our teachers or outside local professors that will come in. An in-depth study is the senior project, where they actually are going to do almost like a dissertation or a defense of their kind of study and what they want to do with the rest of their academic career or career in general or life in general. So in order for this model to work, students will be in this 4-year program with the philosophy of that reconceptualism of what is your purpose and why are you here? And all the while you have a bunch of guiding forces here for you. So what are some of the gifted services that we provide here at the Multiverse High School? Unfortunately, we cannot jump universes But we can do things that can help gifted students reach their full potential. And one of them is acceleration. So here at the Multiverse High School, it doesn't matter what grade you are in. You can take any course that you would like. Of course, we would love for you to go ladder by ladder, step by step, courses build on each other. For example, math. You have to take algebra before you can do anything in calculus, because you have to just know how to find formulas and derive formulas. So basically, students are able to take. So for example, if a student is good at algebra and they're accelerating in their class, they may want to move on to geometry or trigonometry. And if a student is in a calculus AB class, they may need to be in a calculus BC class, or maybe even statistics or something else. So they are able to take those classes without having to go through the hoopla of, oh, well, you know, the age group and these are seniors. No, take the class. You can do it. We also have enrichment opportunities where students can do field research by partnering with local colleges and universities. So for example, if they are really into learning how dopamine receptors work, they could actually work with one of our professors at a local college in their lab and learn some lab skills in order to do that. Or if they are more of an entrepreneurial type, they may want to work with one of the banks or one of the local shops and talk to the business owners. And going with those enrichment opportunities, we are also providing internship opportunities. Of course, with our local businesses, we want to ask, like, is there any way we can get kids, if they are interested in something hands-on, actual experience they can put on their resume for college or for a job later on. And if students are already interested in an internship, but they may need, you know, a little help with the application or even application fees, we are there to help them out as well. You know, we want to make sure that they get what they need in order to succeed in whatever they are doing, because we believe in students as people. And then social and emotional support. This is probably one of the biggest services we have, because of course, being a student, and especially a student with certain abilities or talents, it can be stressful. You could be a 13-year-old in a class with mostly 15 or 17, 16-year-olds. And of course, academically, you are succeeding, but maybe emotionally, you aren't where they are right now. So you may need to talk to somebody. So we encourage our students to talk to the counselors who are there even during the day. Yes, we do want students to be in class, but some things are more important. I'd rather a student take a day to talk to a counselor than, you know, spend the whole day in class, maybe mind wandering or upset. And then that leads to a week of that. And when we could get it done and get them situated and have them talk to somebody in that one day. So those are some of the gifted services that we will provide for your student. Now, part 2, this is the fun part. This is the actual nuts and bolts of a school. So part 2, the school of today, tomorrow, and yesterday. So funding, a lot of people ask, where do we get the money? Where's the money? Well, we get most of our money from the state. We are a public charter school. We get a lot of money from the state. So we are beholden to the state tests and standard tests and all of the state requirements. But there is money that comes in from private funding, mostly from local businesses and also from grants, and me writing a lot of grants, the dreamer of this school, and trying to get that money for these students, especially for those in-depth study projects. If a student needs materials or if they need to do something that requires a lab or transportation, we don't want to put that all on the student. We want to make sure that we have the funding for them to do what they need, to get where they need to be, to do what they have to do so that they can become the best individual that they can be. And our physical space. So of course, we are trying to be as modern as possible. We are in a metropolitan area, so we have to fit in. However, our building is a sustainable building. So we have a sustainable contemporary architectural design, green roofs, which I am definitely a fan of, and they have been a fan with our students who are more inclined to the, plants and things. They keep our temperatures down and limit runoff. And we also have some solar panels that we're testing to see if we can generate enough power for our, ACs in the summertime and our heaters in the winter. But we try to make sure our building is designed in a way to keep us cool in the summertime and warm in the winter by good insulation. And we are starting composting for some of the organic food waste that we gather from our students during our breakfast and lunch. Class sizes are small, but classes are pretty large. And we try to put pods, as you can see in the picture. They don't look exactly like that, but similar. We try to have study pods in each classroom because, of course, independent work is highly important in our curricular model. So having a place where students can do their own work, but still be in a classroom setting where a teacher can come and see is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And also gives them a chance to chillax during the class day because, we do have after school programs and some students are here until 7 o'clock and it's just like, man, you may need a nap in between. In each subject does have a little input into their class, of course, so we ask them beforehand, before the design, like science classrooms, they have their science labs connected to their classroom so that each science can have a lab section and not have to share. And then, of course, math classes, they have a bunch of manipulatives, and English classes, full libraries. And gym and auditoriums are on the first floor. Gyms have, of course, equipment, track, basketball, all that type of stuff. I'm not really a gym person. And then auditorium, huge. We have a wonderful drama club that just loves to perform. So they're always in there doing performances. All right, so student selection. So we are application based. So students are recommended by their 8th grade teacher to apply and from any of the surrounding districts. So it doesn't just have to be from the district that our school is in. It can be from any of the surrounding districts. The application will include 2 recommendation letters from current teachers. We prefer a math and an English teacher, but it's not necessarily any 2 teachers that they have for their current 8th grade year. 2 essays answering different prompts, 500 words each, double space, and a project they are working on, science fair or other. So we mainly get science fair. So if your student hasn't done science fair, they will have to bring in some sort of project that they have done that is usually does not have to be science or math or engineering based, but some project they have worked on that requires multiple levels. And if a student makes it past the application round, they are called in for an interview, and after an interview, they will receive a letter telling them whether they are accepted or not. We only enroll students in the 9th grade. We don't do 10th, 11th, or 12th because of our curricular program. So the incoming class size ranges from 250 to 300 students, and sometimes we will have students leave. So class sizes do tend to get smaller as we get to our senior year. All right, so last thing. So staffing. There are 3 principals at the school. We don't have just one principal, and they split the work between them. We also don't have APs, assistant principals. So everybody in that position has equal say. Even though they don't have like a specific title, like we don't have a discipline principal, we don't have a talk to the district principal. They do, some are better at certain things, so that's why we have 3 of them. And they do what they have to do. So they're very nice people. So if you want, call them up, talk. They like that. Each grade level has a dean. And of course, teachers are the backbone of a school, so we have around 75 teachers to keep class sizes small. And we usually have a high retention rate, so we don't have many teachers moving back and forth. So usually students who start off their 9th grade year will probably see their teachers throughout their courses, because teachers can tend to teach more than just 9th, 10th, or 11th, or even 12th grade. They tend to teach all of them sometimes, and in different years, depending on if they want to. And plenty are certified in gifted endorse. And a lot of them have a lot of degrees and everything, and they're just doing a lot. And fun fact, each teacher gets an opportunity to teach a semester-long course on whatever they choose. It's usually in the fall semester that we ask them, like, hey, next year, is there anything you would like to teach so we can put it on the schedule? They'll usually come up with their own syllabus, and they'll come out with their own curriculum, and or I should say their own materials and what they want students to do, and we support them. And we love it because we've had awesome courses like the physics of superheroes and societal impacts of the binary, and it's great. And then, of course, we have parents, and we welcome parents to come in anytime. Please, parents, we love you. Teachers love you, to come in as teachers' aides, or if you want to help around the school. Students love teachers as well. Parents as well. And it's just an awesome time. I know in high school it's kind of harder with 9th through 12th grade. A lot of parents probably have a lot more to do, and they trust their students more, and have more confidence in them. However, we still need you out there, and we would love for you to come to our school at any time. And with that being said, let's move on. Thank you so much, and I hope to see everybody at the next presentation. But this has been the Multiverse High School presentation by Cree Lee.